We are going to look at one very popular dust saving strategy used by thousands of Hearthstone players worldwide. That is abstinence. Now you might be thinking, Chow Pow, you don't get in a game, how can you be celibate in the first place? Well, first of all, ow. But I'm talking about abstinence from other classes. By purposely limiting what classes you play, some Hearthstone players believe you can get a better overall experience because you can fully play whatever that class has to offer in a specific expansion. It makes some sense. If you really like the playstyle of one class, then you'd want to main that class. Furthermore, you wouldn't have to worry about not having enough dust because just with the packs you get from playing on the first 3 days in the Tavern Pass, wait, do you actually get enough dust from the first few Tavern Pass tiers to get every card from an expansion for a single class? Well, let's look at the first 25 tiers of our latest Tavern Pass. I chose 25 because it's a nice round number and I feel like it's pretty easy to get there with a few days of playing. In total, you get 5 packs, 500 gold, and 1 random legendary card. If you were to spend your 500 gold on 5 packs, you would not be guaranteed another legendary card along with the Tavern Pass card. Since you get a mix of standard packs and the packs from the latest expansion, the guaranteed legendary after 10 packs will not work because you are not opening the same 10 packs. But I'm going to count it like you do get a guaranteed legendary because it is easier and it proves the point better. So from the first 25 tiers of the Tavern Pass, or maybe 1 or 2 days of playing if you play a lot, you get approximately 400 dust from the free legendary card, 100 dust from the free epic card, and 1027.1 dust from all the cards you open from packs. This is all using statistics from the Hearthstone wiki. That is 1527.1 dust in pure dust value, considering you disenchant every card you get. Most classes will have 2 legendary cards and 2 epic cards from each expansion, so you'll need 4800 dust to craft all of these for one class. But you should also know, some classes get 3 legendary cards. Yippee! I'm not counting the rares or commons because you can selectively choose to not disenchant any you get from packs, and there's a good chance you'll probably just get them anyways. And there is some approximation, but it really doesn't matter, and you will see why. We are about a third of the way there of the 4800 dust we need, so it shouldn't be that bad, right? So let me show you how many more tiers we need to go through to get enough dust to craft an entire expansion's worth of cards strictly using the gold from the Tavern Pass. We just ended at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, a random legendary card. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, and 73. 74. You need to reach tier 74 to get every single card from a single class just by the Tavern Pass alone. In total, that would be 2200 gold, 6 packs, and 1 random legendary, or approximately 3275.88 dust from tiers 26 to 74. For reference, it is 100 levels before you get that free skin at the end. I will admit I am being a bit mean. You can open an epic or legendary card from the class you want to play, and that drastically cuts down on the cost of dust. You should know you're hitting a 2 or 3 in 31 chance, or approximately a 6% chance. But hey, you know, I'm being a bit mean, I'm not doing the calculations right. You can open a card at a 6% chance. Either way, it'll take about half or 2/3 of the Tavern Pass to get every single card from one class for one expansion. How long it takes in real life time might vary between people, but I know it's going to take anyone quite a while. Besides the chance of opening a legendary or epic card that you want, there are also some caveats. You might not need to craft every single card from an expansion. Seriously, all Demon Hunter mains, are you really loving Sasiji right now? As you can see, my 6% chance of opening a legendary gives me a Sasiji. You also get free packs from events and Tavern Balls too. The point is, if you are starting from scratch, disenchanting every other card from every other class just so you can become a Paladin main is going to be a long and honestly, not very worthwhile endeavor. You're just giving up too much, and if you're starting from scratch, you need to craft the previous expansions cards too if you don't already have them. But I'm not blocking off this strategy completely. When you've played the game for a while, you do have some leftover dust you can spend. If you're not playing with one class, then what's the point of keeping the cards from it? I personally never play Demon Hunter, but I still hold on to Jotun the Eternal and the Titan just because I might need it one day, or in other words, a hoarder's mentality. So what should you do? Well, if you decide to keep on keeping on and play every class, you are given the luxury of choosing what decks you can play each expansion. It doesn't matter what class it belongs to, you can play it. But you are also going to be limited to how many cards you can craft in each expansion for the decks you want to play. You can only play so many decks before you just run out of dust. If you decide to play one class though, or maybe a few classes, but we'll get there later, then you first have to go through the hurdle of disenchanting every single one of your cards and then crafting every single card from that class, which is more difficult than it seems. Then you have to experience the permanence of not being able to ever get them back. Well, technically you can, but it'll be a lot of investment. Though you can play every deck in an expansion, you are free to craft whatever monstrosity you want in your main class. If you really like a class or two, or you find yourself gravitating towards the same classes, then you might want to think about maining some classes. And if there are some cheap decks running around in an expansion, you can probably craft those too. I'm not here to tell you which one's better or worse, but if you are considering your options, here are some things you need to know. First is finding what classes you gravitate towards. Some people like maining classes just because they like that class's playstyle. Take a guess of what classes I don't like playing. Oh my goodness, it's been how many years and it's still level 58. Other players do it because they are poor. Either way, it doesn't matter, we still love you even if you don't have any money. So if you want the most variety in your gameplay, or if you want the most versatility while saving the most amount of money, then which class should you main? Well, I have a video on the top right of your screen or in the description below detailing the playstyles of each deck. It's a great way to understand how each class plays, what classes might be on the more pricey side, and if you want to main them or not. There are some practical things I also want you to consider. As mentioned before, if you are disenchanting your cards just to main a class, you are losing out on a ton of cards, especially if you can still use these cards as a standard player. It is also not easy to go back once you've committed to maining a class due to how disenchanting dust values are. And if your class sucks for an extended period of time, you are probably not going to be winning a lot in the next few expansions. Still want to go through with it? Here is how I would go starting to main a class or a few classes in Hearthstone. First thing you need to do is not main any class at all. Don't just wake up one day and become a hunter main, you want a brain, don't you? It's just too cost ineffective to do this. Plus, if hunter sucks and you want to try other classes, you are just digging yourself into a hole. Take some time to see what classes you like and just try everything out. Maybe you see a cool combo on ladder you want to try, or a streamer you watch, like me, subscribe, plays a really cool deck and you want to try it out. Experiment with that, and once you have come to a decision, it is time to wait. You want to wait until a new expansion comes out. For one, all your class's cards will be revealed before the actual expansion comes out, so you can see if you actually want to continue on maining that class, and it helps with your pack opening. Save up on your standard packs from Tavern Brawl and from the Tavern Pass, because it's better to open your standard pack for the chance of getting a card in the class you want than just some random card from the past expansions. You can open any expansion packs though, those cards don't really matter because they're from a previous expansion, nothing's changing with them. This is also a great time to consider maining more than one class. Playing only Priest is a fate worse than death, especially since you're probably not going to need to craft every card from an expansion. Selecting a few classes that are juxtaposed in playstyles might help keep the experience fresh. Though you should know this does mean that you will not get every card from a single expansion for one class, especially if you're a free-to-play player. Also, on the bright side, once you have your classes set and everything has settled, don't be afraid to spend some gold. You'll probably have some gold left over to feed your consumer's desires. So if you are wondering what you can do with this gold, this video will tell you the best ways to spend your gold in Hearthstone. Some of these things you probably don't even know you can spend the gold on yet. Thanks for stopping by, I'll see you around.